The age-old question. Are you lucky? Are you fortunate? Are you blessed? It's actually not. It's not an age-old question, but I know a lot of the times people say things when really great things happen to them. They go, "Oh, I'm just so blessed. Oh, hashtag blessed." And I'm like, "Boo boo. The fact that your video went viral doesn't mean you're blessed. The fact that you come from a family where there's a lot of money and influence and power does not mean you're blessed. That's something else connected to that. So today I'm here to break down what is blessed, fortunate, and lucky. How are they all separate? How are they the same? And how are they beneficial for your life? If you're here for the first time, my name is Kadeem. I am a wellness and spiritual guide, and I help people on the road to discovery to bring in what it is that they desire through manifestation and materialization. So, let's first talk about blessed. What exactly is blessed? Hashtag blessed. Oh my gosh. Blessed, being blessed is something that we all have access to, our blessings. Whether you consider them to be blessings from God, blessings from Allah, blessings from the universe, blessings from your higher self, blessings from your ancestors, that essentially is something that connects us to something higher than us. That's blessings. So when people say things like, again, I said this example before, oh my God, my video went viral, I'm so blessed. Or I'm making so much money, I'm so blessed. Does that mean the person that's been struggling for over 10 years, 20 years, 30 years in the world to survive and to thrive, and they're working three jobs and can still barely make ends meet, does that mean that they are less blessed? Because truly, in certain circles of religions, we're all one in the eyes of God, in the eyes of our beholder. We're all amazing, beautiful children. There are no favorites. So if that's the case, truly, if there are no favorites, if we're all one in the eyes of the divine, why is it that for certain people, certain things happen really well, things go really well, others, things don't go so well? Because that then takes what happens to us outside of the blessing category and then it goes into something else entirely. So, blessings has to do with that which comes from higher than ourselves. You have then fortunate. Think about the root word of fortunate is what? Fortune. Someone that has a big fortune, it's like, okay, this is lovely, this is great. I love this. Someone that has a big fortune can then, take care of their spouse, their kids, their grandkids, their great grandkids, right? So there's a sense of fortunate being something connected to what's already in your circle, in your circumference, in your surroundings, things that you're already connected to. So I have a friend of mine who, great, really great friend, has a grandmother who is very wealthy. The grandmother and the grandfather at one point made a lot of money, and they were able to essentially give trusts to their kids and then give trusts to the grandkids. That's fortunate because she's able to tap into resources based off of things that are already within her circle, things that are based in her family. There's other folks that I know that are like doing really well, that are super popular, that have access to so many things because of the circles that they're in already, because their friend is famous, because the job that they do connects them to certain people, which gives them access to certain things. That's fortune and being fortunate. Fortunate connects you, bring in the fortune opportunities or bring in your fortune based off of those that you're already connected with. You have some sort of connection. Lucky, on the other hand, we're up all night to the sun. We're up all night to get lucky, right? Lucky has to deal with something that kind of came from thin air. It's like, oh my gosh, I found $100 on the floor. That's lucky. That had nothing to do with blessed, nothing to do with being fortunate. That's lucky. That is something that was not connected to you, not connected to a higher source. It's just money on the floor. That is lucky. Someone's video goes viral after posting videos online for a number of years, and that one video goes viral. That is lucky. I remember I saw someone on Twitter, this was years ago, before Twitter changed its name to a different name. I saw someone on Twitter post a picture. Maybe it was two pictures of his makeup. And at the time, he had maybe like 100 followers on Twitter, and posted pictures and was like, hey, I'm a makeup artist. If anyone's looking for a makeup artist, please let me know. Just put it out there to his 100 followers. No one that was following him was famous, popular, connected to anything, right? So he didn't have that fortune connection. About a few hours later, he got a comment from Oprah Winfrey that said, wow, I love this. I'm going to have my team reach out to you, would love to work with you and have you do something. I think at the time might have been Oprah Magazine. And of course, his next comment was crazy. Because he posted what he posted initially on Twitter, got a few likes, handful of likes, like one comment. But then that Oprah comment opened the doors to many other comments and many other likes. So it's like, okay, so he didn't have any connection to anyone else. No one else was following him. So what happened that allowed Oprah to happen just to see that post? That's being lucky. That's being lucky. And I find for myself that, with what is luck? It kind of comes from thin air, but at the same time, I believe really all of these three, being blessed, being fortunate, and lucky, all of these three really have to focus on being at the right place, at the right time, with the right vibration. Right place, right time, right vibration. That's what all three of these have to really deal with. Really, at its core. But if you want to really kind of look at each separately, that's how they're each separately broken down. Blessed, connected to something higher than yourself. Fortunate, connected to people in your circle community. Lucky, thin air, things just happen. And I'm gonna use some other examples so you can kind of get a better sense of some other things. So I mentioned Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey, we know her for who she is. First African-American billionaire in the US, built an empire, all this stuff. If Oprah was born in the year 2000 in America, I doubt that she would be nearly as popular as she is today. She might still be maybe popular-ish if she maybe started posting stuff online and kind of had that connection. But of course, she wouldn't be known as the daytime talk show, right, mega person that she is, because she was born at the right time. For her to come in at the right time, doing journalism, to come in on TV at the right time, when TV was still booming, because TV isn't booming anymore. Even people that are talk show hosts these days, no one's going to ever get to Oprah's level, ever. Because again, that happened at that time, because now there's just so much things out there. There's streaming, right? In addition to cable and regular TV, there's streaming, right? There's other channels, other sources like YouTube. So no one ever is ever going to be the queen of daytime again. Like, that's not going to happen. because we're in a different time. Let's think about it this way. If Oprah was born in 1980 in rural West Africa as a poor girl, would she still be the queen of daytime? Probably not. Because think about all that would need to happen for her to even get to a place of being the queen of daytime talk shows. Again, born in the 80s. So, okay, she could maybe potentially, if she decided to come up with something in the early 2000s, potentially, maybe. But for her to be born in a rural West Africa, being poor, a lot of things would have to happen for her to be lucky, a lot of luck, for her to then get to America, to then build what she needs to build, to then become a billionaire. So there's certain things that have to happen, certain things that have to kind of line up. Certain things would have to line up for her to get to the place where she is now. She was born in a different time, born in a different country. So there's certain things that have to happen for stuff to manifest. Yeah, for stuff to be brought in. So I feel like, I know this is probably a lot, and some of you all might disagree with me, and that's totally okay. Okay? Put in the comments what your thoughts are, what your beliefs are. I'm telling you things based off of my truth, based off of my studies. I mean, I've studied with a number of spiritual practitioners, to neuroscientists, to masters. So I'm really kind of compiling all of this together to make this video based off of my own experiences and things that I've seen and things that I've connected with, where I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is what blessed is. This is what fortunate is. This is what lucky is. I think about, even because at one point I was really big into K-pop. Not so much anymore. Still like it though. But I think about the number of times where K-pop artists talk about how they started as a K-pop artist and sort of what happened. And, they have different stories. But I find it always interesting, the stories that say, I was just walking down the street with my friends. I wasn't singing. I wasn't dancing. I was just walking. And a scout came and said, here's my card. I'm from this particular entertainment company. Give me a call. You have to think about all the things that have to happen even for that connection to make sense. Nothing about being blessed. There is something that has to do with being fortunate, because they have looks, right? So that particular look that's needed, there is definitely a fortunate something there, which then led to the luck. Because there's a lot of good looking people. But how is it that on that particular day that the scout happened to see them and give them a card to then come to the entertainment company to audition? There's a number of other things that have to happen even for them to become a K-pop idol. So from the card that they get from the scout, they then have to send this give it to their parents. Their parents have to say, okay, maybe this is something I want my kid to do, right? Because they could very well say no, because I know, knowing my Asian friends and community, y'all have limited choices for careers, right? Doctor, lawyer, accountant, right? It's like very specific. So for the parent to go, okay, I think I might want my child to be an entertainer and to move on to this next phase, for them to audition for this entertainment company, right? Number 2. Number 3, they have to audition and they have to pass. Number 4, once they get in the company, they then have to do certain things, work hard. Some of them, it's rare, but sometimes after they enter an entertainment company, they might be put in a group right away, but that's not usually the case. Sometimes they're working in the company for many years, doing a lot of training, doing all this stuff, dance training, vocal training, because some of them maybe don't even have that background. So the company, they have to train them in that thing to be good enough. to then debut. That's 4, right? Training. Then they have to actually debut because there's so many trainees in these companies. But then for them to then actually debut in a group, 5, and then for them not only to debut, but then to be successful, I mean, that's luck. I'm sorry, all of that is luck. Because all the other things along the way could not have worked out. They could not have had the looks. I mean, that could have been the first barrier. Number 2, they could have still been walking around the street. The scout could not have been in that particular area that day. They could have gotten in the entertainment company, but wasn't good enough to be in a group, and that could have ended it. Or they could have been in a group and debuted, but then failed, and then the group disbanded after a year or 2, and then had to get another job. So there's a number of things that have to happen for them to be successful. So when people say, "Oh my God, I manifested this thing because I'm so blessed," oh my God, you might need to be like, okay, there might be something else here. There might be something else here beyond just being blessed. So realize that for you, in your manifestation rituals and goals and things of that nature, maybe like, oh, I feel like there's something I'm not getting something, or I've been trying to manifest this thing for a long time. You might need to come at it from a different perspective. You might be coming at it solely from the blessed perspective. You might need the fortunate perspective. So you might be trying to come at it from the fortunate perspective. You might need the luck perspective. And again, I say this all to say, despite all these 3, all of them have to do with right place, right time, right vibration. And I truly believe that if you work on having that right vibration, in some ways anything is possible. But I'll save that for another video. If you like this video, I guess people always say this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, blah, 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 whatever if you want. I don't really care. I'm here just to give information, and hopefully this was helpful in sharing this side of manifestation that has not been talked about, because no one has talked about the difference between being blessed, fortunate, or lucky. So happy to share this resource for you all today. There'll be more videos here sometime soon. I will post more for y'all. Hopefully this has been helpful, and enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, bye-bye.